Yes, sir. It's fear that's creating gods all over the world. So it's very important to understand and find out for oneself whether it's possible to be totally free of fear. First, psychologically, inwardly, subjectively. If you ask the speaker, are you talking this as a fact or are you free of it subjectively? What if you answered yes? And then where are you? You understand my question? So, it's not important to ask whether the speaker is free or not, but whether one is free or not. And how important, how essential it is to be free of fear. So, what is fear? What is the origin, the beginning? Deeply. Not only in the deep levels of the brain, the so-called unconscious fears. Speaker doesn't like to divide consciousness into the unconscious and conscious. It's all consciousness. You can play around with those words, but consciousness is whole. You can divide it, either for profit, for amusement, or for various other subjective reasons. But consciousness is whole. It's really indivisible. But we like to break it up. So let's go into this question. What is the root of fear? Is it thought? Thought being the accumulated memories born of knowledge, experience, and thought born of knowledge, and knowledge being limited, so thought is limited. Is fear subjectively first, inwardly first? Is that fear born of thought? Thinking about tomorrow, thinking about what might happen. One's wife may run away. Thinking in terms of not the actual present, but in terms of the future or the past. Is that the cause of fear? Thought. If it is the cause of fear, which the speaker says is, and please don't accept it, then what will you do with thought? You understand the question? If I am afraid of you, because you might not get tomorrow larger audience, a small audience, if I am frightened, I want to find out the cause of it. And the cause is, I want to have a large audience, to make myself, I'm glad you understand that. And so on. And I want to find out the cause, the origin of fear, how it comes. As we said the other day, one is not analyzing, one is watching. One is perceptive, which requires sensitivity, not a conclusion, not saying I must get rid of it, I must do something about it, I must escape from it, and so on. But watching. To watch very clearly, without any direction, without any motive, to see, to find out for oneself if thought is the origin of this fear. Then I say to myself, what shall I do with thought? If that is the cause of fear, how can I stop thought? You understand? Are we following each other? Please come on. Then I have to ask, who is the entity that stops thought? Right? You're following me? That entity is also thought that wants to be free of fear. Right? So one thought is battling with another thought. Right? Do I see that clearly? That this is a battle between two thoughts. The thought that is saying I must be free from fear, and the thought that says, what is the origin of thought? The origin of thought says, is very thinking itself. And then the other thought says, how can I stop thinking? You understand the problem? So there is conflict. Are we following each other? So there is conflict. Then I assume, how can I end that conflict? So I build this thing, one thing after another, one association after another. And I'm far away from fear. And I started trying to solve fear, and then it ended up with such confusion, such conflict, such misery, and still fear remains. Just hold on a minute. And then I ask, one asks, is there another cause of fear? Time. Time is a movement, a series of movements. And the time which is tomorrow, I might lose my job. I might become blind. I might, all the rest of it, tomorrow. So time is a factor of fear, right? So time and thought are the roots of fear. Time is thought. So that is the root of fear. I understand this. One understands this intellectually, verbally. It has been explained very carefully. Time as tomorrow, time as the past, time as the present. And tomorrow is all important to me. 1,000 tomorrows. Tomorrow is all important because I want to get rid of it gradually. So one sees very clearly that time and thought are the root of fear. Time, thought is the root of fear. Do I see it as an idea, Or do I see it as a concept? Or do I see it as something actual, factual, not an idea and then work that idea into a fact? So, are we following each other a little bit?